IPMNation.com.
Counterpunch promo live in 3, 2, 1.
Live from the Counterpunch Media Studio in Columbus, Ohio, this is All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy, brought to you by IPMNation.com. Get ready for the gong heard round the world.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is not a drill.
All Natural Being. Warning, All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Well, when we say 422, what we really mean is 422.5. Because for those of you who were with us last evening, we had about 10 minutes into the show. Get this done just right. About 10 minutes into the show, we had a massive, and I guess even by Columbus standards, a massive power outage, 70,000 people affected, and we were just getting ready to launch the show. About 10 minutes, we got a chance to hang, and then right down to absolutely nothing. So that's why I say 422.5. So what we're going to do is we're going to redo the 422nd episode this evening. My apologies to Derek Noel from Derek Noel Fitness. He'll be back with us tomorrow night. Welcome to the number one rated show here on IPMNation.com. You're into All Natural Being and the Gong heard round the world, a broadcast as it happens, thanks to our good friends at Telestream's Wirecast, live from the Counterpunch Media Studios. Well, you got to love that. Here in Columbus, Ohio, and multicast live over on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and over at mortalup.com, as well as our Brian Brawdy app with a rebroadcast on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Overcast, Castbox. Just to drop a few names. Greetings wherever you are, here in the Garden of the Mortals, the labyrinth of life itself. Let me just see what we got going on over here. You know what we're talking about? The ups and downs, the lefts, the rights, the pivots, the swerves, everything that goes in to making this the life that we all dig. So if you would, hold on with me for just a second here. Let's try this. We'll go here, and then we're going to go like this. And if you're over on the radio side, into every life a little rain must fall. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and relaunch everything hanging over on the video side of the house. So if you'll bear with me for just a second, we'll get that loaded back up and ready to go. But for some reason, just when you think you got everything going right, everything's looking good, then you try to do the video portion of it and it just doesn't go. So let's give this one more shot, and we will go from there. So here we go. Output settings. So now you get a little bit behind the scenes to see exactly what's going on. Let's try this and see if it works any better. All right. Thank you once again, and welcome to the 422nd, as I said earlier, 0.5 episode of the number one rated all natural being. We're very fired up to have you with us this evening, even though we're experiencing a little bit of a technical glitch in terms of the video side of it. Thank you so very much for joining us. It truly is an absolute honor to have you here. And I don't know if other people, oh, there we go. We said we're going live now. So thank you very much for that. We are here. We'll jump over in the thread just to say hi. We are here to put your heart's highest priority top of the list, as you know. That's what we always do, right? Always calling on your true wit and wisdom. And even the wallop of your inner whisper. It's a good thing because we're here to out-brutal the brutal that is the cut and shuffle that fate can deal you on a daily basis. And for once and for all, bring your own bold. Because we believe that now, more so than ever, is the time to do just that. You know, I was on a little bit earlier with my good friend Matt Connerton from Sneak Speak this evening, and we were talking about, you know, how much we truly enjoy being alive at this time, right? Because you never can tell what's going to happen. It's absolutely amazing. All right, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a radio show tonight because for whatever reason, we've got nothing coming out on the video side, at least as best I can tell. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead. That says 6 minutes ago we were live, but now doesn't look like we are anymore, but that's okay. So that's what I love about doing the radio show is that it turns out to be just that. And if we can't get the video up, then that's what happens. We don't get an opportunity to get the video up. So my apologies to everyone that was hanging out with me earlier when this thing first jumped off, but that's what we're going to do. 9 hours ago, 7 minutes ago, I don't know if this is still going out on Facebook, but thank you so very much for hanging out with us. All right, and also let me say that last evening we were busy right in the middle of the show when we hit a power outage, which was nice. I got to tell you, for the lack of anything else to do. But here's the thing: we have solar panels and a wind turbine, but more importantly, the solar panels that power absolutely everything we do here in the studio. But what happened to all of this was that when we went ahead and we were in the middle, we're doing the show, everything's looking good, then all of a sudden, power goes out. 70,000 people here in the Columbus area, power absolutely goes. And we had really heavy winds, so maybe that was a portion of something that was going on. But really heavy winds knocked out all of our power. So all the lights in the neighborhood and everything else go on, but the lights here in the studio, the computers, everything else kept right on going. Except when I looked down, we use what's called a broadcast over internet transfer protocol. When I looked down at that protocol, it was just kind of spinning around, and it was said, oh, you know, not connected. So what happened was that the internet got knocked out when the power got knocked out, but everything here in the studio stayed on, the lights, the computers, the microphones, and everything else. So I didn't know any better, and I was like, oh, okay. But then I looked down, and I go, what's that all about? And then Ashley came downstairs and says, hey, power's out in the entire neighborhood. Went on and checked, and it was, as I said, 70,000 some people had lost their power. So, you know, what are you going to do with it at that point? You just got to grin and bear it. But my apologies. Okay, so we are live on YouTube. Thank you very much. And we are live on Twitter, but not on Facebook. All right. Well, I don't know what happened over on Facebook, but my apologies to there. But I'm fired up to be hanging out on YouTube and Twitter. Thank you all so very much for hanging with us this evening. You know, and it's funny because we were talking about over on Facebook, I mentioned it earlier to Matt, and basically just saying every so often it's really good to go into Facebook and kind of clean out some of your friends so you can get, you can clean out some of your other friends, find out who the fair weather people are, and then make some room for some really cool people that you want to get a chance to hang with. And that's exactly what we did with our post, our L'Oreal post that simply read, because you are worth it. So thank you for everyone that bailed, creating more room for me to invite more friends in over on Facebook. Thank you very much for that. And also, for everyone that tuned in last evening to see Derek Noel from Derek Noel Fitness, I like to call it Damn Near Flawless. He's agreed to come back with us tomorrow night. He'll be here. So then we'll be, getting everything situated, figure out exactly what we need to do and working with Derek. So that's how we're going to go. All right. So if you're listening on YouTube or YouTube or Twitter, you may not know that you can call the show 833-MIND-UPS, just like push-ups or sit-ups or pull-ups. You're welcome to give us a call, 833-646-3877, if you want me to do the math. Also, you can send us a text right into that number. I'm supposed to tell you that standard texts apply or something like that. I don't know, whatever else. But by all means, give us a holler or give us a text if you'd like to be a part of this evening's show. And we only have a few of these left. Hopefully, we're going to work out some of the kinks between now and March 4th when we go back to mornings. We'll be live every morning. Well, Monday through Friday every morning. We'll be live at 7 a.m. Eastern, and we hope we're live to Facebook. We hope we're live to Twitter and YouTube as well. But more importantly, we absolutely are certain that we'll be live on IPMNation.com. So if you're out and about and on the go and you're like, Bri, I'd love to listen, but I got to get out the door by 7 o'clock, great. You can come right to BrianBrody.com. It broadcasts live right there. Just hit the link on your phone. We're working on an app which should be along very shortly. So it'd be great if you could just hit us up on the app and let us know what's going on there as well. That would be fantastic. Also, I'm reminded that someone said to me today, I was in a grocery store and someone recognized me. Stopped in and get my favorite daytime beverage over at Meijer. And, they've knocked them down to 69 cents now. But in any event, I stopped over to get my favorite daytime beverage over at Meijer. And someone said to me, oh, hey, well, you know what? We have another Guinness World Record for you to think about. So they said, hey, would you mention what you're doing? And I go, yeah, the 81 to win. We're still on with that. Okay, so let me see. We have a text coming in now. Let's say, listening over on Twitter, stay warm. Why, thank you very much. We're trying. Oh, but that's, you know what? I'm glad that you brought that up. I'll mention this quickly about 81 to win. We're still, at 100 days away. We will be grabbing the world record for the longest call-in radio talk show. We'll be having that by the end of the first week of June, so we're doing that. But now when you say, listening over on Twitter, thank you very much on Twitter. If you want to give us a text, don't forget the number, 833-646-3877. If you're on Twitter, everything comes in live to us right here in the studio. But what happened last evening, since we're talking about Twitter, what happened last evening is, I mentioned we had this big power outage. And a part of the power outage was like, you got to put up with the dark. You got to put up with this and that. And you go, okay, great. Oh, here I am over on Twitter. I don't mind that. Let me see if I can watch with some people hanging out over here. So what happened during the power outage was that it blew all of the, all of the electronic circuitry in the Frigidaire. Yeah, that's a great commercial for Frigidaire. But in any event, the power outage blew all of the electrical nomenclature inside the refrigerator, so all of our food no good anymore. So when I saw someone over here, Kathy, let me say good evening. Kathy, thank you very much for joining us over here on Twitter. When I saw someone say, stay warm. It's a good thing it's cold outside because we would have lost all that food, all the other things we have, the big stuff like ice cream and hamburger patties and everything else. We'd have lost all of that if it hadn't been so cold outside. So yes, we're trying to stay warm up here, but it worked out well in terms of losing the, losing the refrigerator last evening because we were able to keep all of our food, keep it cold and everything else. So that part was great. So that for that regard, or in that regard, I don't really mind terribly that we lost that because we can put everything out in the garage. You can put it in the backyard. You got to watch for the raccoons and the coyotes and everything else. But there are coyotes here in Columbus. We put everything out in the backyard, so that worked out pretty well. All right, so let's hop to it this evening. My apologies to people over to friends on Facebook that we're not broadcasting live to there. Don't know what's going on, but we will figure it out. So to be here live on Twitter and on YouTube, Here's what we're going to talk about this evening. We've talked about it in a time or two in the past, but what it takes to awaken the very best parts of you. We did a little something today where we said that, there is not a power that rivals the power of your own purpose. So if I were going to ask you to comment, what is that purpose? What is it, as I say here in the opening every evening? What is it? If we could put your heart's highest priority top of the list, what would that be? And then what power, what natural resources that you already possess kind of dovetail in your mind to bring exactly what you need to ignite the power behind your purpose? Now, sometimes we'll get into debates when people say, well, not everyone has a purpose. I believe they do. Maybe we're not born with it. Maybe that's something that we learn as we grow. But the bottom line is your heart has a highest priority. And when we get your heart and your head to dovetail, you can pull off truly amazing things. So what is yours? First question, what is your heart's highest calling? And what would it take to release that energy? So, it dawned on me again today. I was driving and a particular song came on. I won't share the song with you. It's not all that important. But a particular song came on and there was a question, that song posed. And it kind of gave me a little bit of the weebie-jeebies. What hair I have left, right, after all these surgeries. But my hair stood up on the back of my neck, and I knew in that moment that's what it was, right? That spoke to my heart's highest priority and being on the top of the list. So what is yours? If you want to share it with us, give us a call, 833-646-3877. Of course, 833-MIND-UPS, MIND-UPS, just like push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, that kind of thing. And you can also send us a text at that number, 833-646-3877. So we are talking this evening about what it takes to put your heart's highest priority, leave it at the top of the list, and just go from there. And what that encodes, the amount of energy when you get to do that, right? And that's why I think at times I get down on motivation. I get down on, all these people clapping hands, jumping around on stage, with all the focus and bells and whistles of a slot machine in Vegas, right? But when you're on purpose and you tap into that power of your own purpose, you don't need to be motivated. You don't need to be inspired. And I think that's a part of why it is that I'm just never really all that fired up about it. Because motivation is really kind of dangerous if it takes you away from your heart's highest priority. Inspiration is kind of dangerous if it takes you away from your heart's highest priority. And when you're firing on all cylinders, if you will, the last thing you need is to be motivated. Think about it. If you really want to do something, do you need to be motivated to do it? If you really want to accomplish something, do you have to be inspired to do it? No. It just is something that you absolutely feel as if you have to do. And that's why when I think of all these self-help books, right, all these different people saying, I can teach you motivation, I can teach you inspiration. Or for that matter, I got something the other day where someone friended me on Instagram. And if you're on Instagram and you want to come over and check us out, you're welcome to. Someone friended me on Instagram and then automatically texted me something saying, oh, I'd like to teach you a meditation class. Would you like a meditation class? And I'm thinking to myself, well, you know what? For me, it's sitting and breathing and pay attention to the thoughts in my own mind. Pay attention. Meditation is nothing more than sitting, right? Thinking about our binge thinking. What is it that our mind does? Almost like a speed bag in the gym. And your head, the head games, your head just won't cut you a break. What exactly is that? So for the folks that reached out to me on Instagram, wanted to give me a meditation class, I'm pretty sure I've already nailed it. I'm pretty sure you've already nailed it since the day you were born. You've got to breathe and focus on the voice in your own head and focus on going, yeah, you know what? I'm good. Thank you very much. I don't think I need this or that. I don't need the binge thinking. I most certainly don't need to sit and listen to the backwater of my brain. I want to focus on putting my heart's highest priority top of the list. And in doing that, making certain, right, that in the days that I have, as limited as they may be, that you're able to get through the end of the day and you go, you know what? I gave it my best. I gave it my full shot. And that's what I've found to put a smile on your face no matter what happens. That's what I've found is that when you're firing on all cylinders, you're firing because it is your heart's highest priority. again, mentioning over on Instagram, we had this little thing, if you're unhappy, if you're unsuccessful, if any of these uns, right, then your head's been hijacked. And it's our job to retake the cockpit. And all we're doing in that moment is to go, remember that your mind works for you. You don't work for your mind, right? Your mind is under your control. You're not under your mind's control, at least if you play the game right, right? All natural being is simply reminding your mind who's in charge. The chemicals that course through your body in a fight or flight, all these other things, they work for you. You don't work for them. So then you say, okay, well, when the binge thinking gets going or my pulse starts racing or those other things, those chemicals, those thoughts, those feelings, they work for you. You don't work for them. Another thing a friend of mine said to me today, well, sometimes I just plain don't feel like it. And then I thought, especially now, coming off of 4 brain surgeries in the last going on 3 years, there's all kinds of things that I didn't feel like. But feeling really has nothing to do with you when you know you have to get up and drive at it anyways. You know you have to get up and bring your natural resources, right? Your grit, your agility, your stamina. You have to bring all that to this particular moment in all of time. And when I talk about, for our friends over here on Twitter, if you haven't listened before over on Facebook, we talk about magnifying the moment. What can I do this particular moment in all of time? Right? No bucket lists. The poet Sandburg called hope, it is an echo that bids you yonder, yonder, yonder. No hopes, no bucket lists, no dreams. And people look at me and go, what do you mean no dreams? I go, you got plenty of time throughout the day to focus on dreams. What I'm talking about now is this particular moment in all of time, using the fingerprints of providence, those things that are arrayed around you, that are displayed around you. But sometimes you and I get so busy with binge thinking. We get so busy with our bucket lists, our to-do list. We get so busy with everything else we think we need to achieve. We forget that everything we've ever truly needed, we've always had. And in this particular moment, the fingerprints of providence, everything you need is right here in this moment. And it leads you to the next instant and the next instant and the next instant. So I think about it a lot, and I wish I knew, I don't know if it was Star Wars or I don't know if it was The Matrix, but I don't know if it was a good guy or the bad guy, to be honest with you, but someone's walking, and every time they go to put their foot down, a step, a stone materializes and allows them to move forward, and they do it flawlessly. They do it just, this is absolutely certain that the stone, that the step, that the stair is going to be there when they need it to. Well, I'm thinking that's a great way for you and I to look at magnifying the moment. That's a great way for you and I to think, okay, what do we have to do in this particular moment in all of time? And when we do that, when we get our heart and our head to dovetail in that moment, I think it's my position the universe dovetails too. So all types of things that you may not have expected come to fruition in that particular moment. Because to continue the metaphor, if you're getting it, then the universe goes, wow, look at her, she gets it. Look at him, he's dialed in, he knows what's going on. So I think with all this stuff about manifesting and wanting and longing and all these carrots on the end of a stick, if you're wanting, the universe just gives you more to want. But when your meditation, your breathing, your overall sense is one of gratitude, then it's my position that the universe goes, she gets it. Yep, he's tapped in, he's dialed in. She knows exactly what's going on. And when you bring gratitude to this particular moment in all of time, the universe gives you more gratitude, more things to be grateful, more things to be thankful for. So instead of constantly being called out of this moment with wishes and dreams and bucket lists and, as I say, carrots on the end of the stick, the universe goes, yeah, they just don't seem to get it. They're always wanting more. But this particular moment in all of time, which is why we talk about 20-minute victories, what can you do right now for the next 20 minutes to put your heart's highest priority top of your list? End of story. What can you do? And all the critics in your life, right? We've got a saying around here that says, crush your can't. Well, and your critics while you're at it. This particular moment in all of time, 1/72nd of your day, 20 minutes. If you break it down, a 24-hour day has 72 20-minute chunks. And all I'm asking is for the next 20 minutes, what can you do? What can you do to dovetail your heart and your head so that your heart's highest priority is, in fact, exactly where it needs to be, top of the list? All right, I'm getting another text. Sorry about that to my friends. They're not listening if they're over at Facebook. Hopefully they joined us over here at All Natural Being. Thank you so very much for doing so. We super appreciate that. Thank you for hanging out with us. And we don't know. We're still working on some of the glitches apparently, and all these other things. But thank you so very much. We super appreciate you joining us over here, and also over on YouTube as well. All right, as we wrap up and get ready to get out of here, and the post meeting will be okay. What happened over in terms of the video launch? We are working towards. This is one of our last final evenings. I think we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we have 3 more after this show, and then we'll be moving back to where we were all along. And that was mornings. We'll be broadcasting live. All Natural Being will be live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. So we're hoping that, when it comes to the tug of war with your blanket, we can help tip the scales. We'll help have you up and out the door. But your head and your heart are primed for whatever fate is going to throw at you that particular day. That's at least our thought with All Natural Being. So on, I think it'll be Monday, March 4th, we're going to move to 7 a.m. So if you're out and about, or if you're just getting up, or whether you're on the L, you're in the cab, you're in the car, you're driving to work, you're doing whatever you got to do, you're getting the kids out the door, you're getting them to school, you're able just to hit us right up here, and the audio is going to be broadcast right here on your phone. And you should know we're also working on an app that will allow you just to hit play, and it will come right up there in that particular moment. So we're really excited about that. All right, we're going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Thank you so much over on Twitter. Thank you also over on YouTube. Again, my apologies to people at Facebook. We don't know what went down, but we will get to the bottom of it. So thank you so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being. And remember, until next time, to get out there and bring your own bold. There's nothing watered down, or there at least shouldn't be anything watered down about you. That if you're going to bring your full grit, your agility, your stamina, your strength, you bring all that to this particular moment in all of time, there isn't anything that you can't do. And as I say, few strengths rival the power of your own purpose. So if you focus on that and you're like, yeah, you know what? I think I'll give that a try. I'll give up 1/72nd of my day. I'll give up a 20-minute victory. I promise you'll be very happy if you do. That when you put your heart's highest priority top of the list, the universe itself dovetails with you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Don't forget, check us out over on Mortal Up, MORTAL, mortalup.com, because the alternative, if you're not immortal, you didn't have to be here at all. So mortalup.com, you have the full information about everything that's going on. And then also, we'll be back tomorrow night. All of the video glitches hopefully worked out. We'll be back tomorrow night. So you'll be able to join us here on Twitter and on YouTube, and also over on Facebook. And, of course, you can always catch the audio at IPMNation.com. So a very special thank you to everyone that helps get this show up and going. I super appreciate it. And we will see you back here tomorrow evening. Until that time, have an absolutely fantastic evening, fantastic tomorrow. And as I say, we'll see you back here tomorrow night.
IPMNation.com.